John chapter number 1 and verse number 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Verse number 3. All things were made by Him, and without Him was not anything made that was made. And in Him was life, and the life was the light of men. And the light shineth in darkness, and the darkness comprehended it not. Verse number 14. And the Word was made flesh, and dwelt among us, and we beheld His glory, and the glory as of the only begotten of the Father, full of grace and truth. Amen. That's all we feel like reading tonight. You be much in prayer for us just for a few minutes, that the Lord would, amen, anoint us and help us to preach. Now, amen, if the Lord would help me, I just want to preach on a simple thought tonight. I want to preach on the thought, this man. Amen, this man. Now, we know, amen, now most of us, we grew up in church here tonight, and we knew about this man, Jesus. It ain't something that, amen, is not common to us. We know about Him, and we've heard about Him, but, amen, but I want to just talk for a little bit about Him and try my best to tell you a little bit about this man, Jesus. Now, amen, we know that He was born from a virgin mother. We know that, amen, that God found favor upon Mary and said that she is going to bear a child, and she had knew no man, but yet she was going to bear a child, the Son of God. And now we know that when Jesus was born, we know the story. He was born in Bethlehem, and amen, He grew up teaching and all this, and the Bible said that when He came to the age the Bible said that He began to preach and to teach and began to tell the works of the Lord. And the Bible said that at 33 and a few odd months that He, amen, died, and He died and hung on the cross. But now I want you to know tonight that this man Jesus, amen, He did a lot more than a lot of people, amen, they want to give Him credit for. They want to act like that He's just, amen, someone to save you, and that's all you got to have, and it's one time and that's it. But I want you to know something tonight, church, amen, that He's not just something that we use as a spare tire. Yeah, His mercy endureth forever. Amen. Yeah, He's a loving God, but yeah, amen, He's not something just to be used for just a little bit of time and then let Him go. No, He's something, amen, if you really tasted and you've really seen what He is and you've seen that He's good, you would know, amen, that this man, amen, He can calm the storms in your life. He can calm the hard times. He can fix the financial debt that's going on. Amen. Yeah, my God. Amen. He can do all things. But now we read here about Lazarus. Amen. Now Lazarus was a good Lazarus was a good friend of Jesus's. Amen. And when Lazarus died, they said, Lord, if you would have been here, her brother would not have died. And He said, don't you know that your brother shall live again? She said, I know he'll live again in the resurrection. He said, I am the resurrection and the life. And the Bible said that He went and He said, show me where he's laid. And the Bible said that they went and they laid Him down and they showed Him where they had laid Lazarus in the grave, and they came to Him, and the Bible said that Jesus wept and He began to cry. Amen. And the Bible said that He looked up and He said, Lazarus, come forth. And the Bible said that Lazarus, amen, came forth, amen, still wrapped up in his grave clothes. What kind of man can take someone that's dead, someone that's been in the grave, and bring him back to life? What kind of man can do that? That's this man Jesus that I'm talking about. Amen. He can take our sin-wretched soul, all of us that was dead, and we didn't know how we was going to be able to have life and have it more abundantly. We didn't know how we was going to be able to overcome it. But yet this man Jesus, He found us in our sin-wretched place on our way to hell, and He came down and He gave us life. He reached down into that miry pit and He picked us up out and He set our feet upon a solid rock. This man is the man that I'm telling you about, that when the man laid by, amen, the pool for 38 years, he said, wilt thou be made whole? He said, sir, I have no man to take me and to put me in the water. He said, every time that the water, amen, begins to be stirred, amen, someone gets in before me. But that man didn't know who he was talking to. He was talking to this man, Jesus. And he said, wilt thou be made whole? He said, take up thy bed and begin to walk. Amen. I believe that man got up and he began to walk. Amen. Someone said, why did he take his bed? I believe he carried it around so he could look at people and say, I used to be in this bed. I used to be bound down to this thing. But this man, Jesus, he delivered me from it. He set me free from it. I remember when I was dead and I was on my way to hell and I didn't have no life. I was in the darkness. But yet this man, he came and shined his light down on me and I began to see. And they say, why do you testify? Because I want to tell them of this awful place that I was. I want to tell them I used to be in this thing. I used to try this. I used to try the drugs and alcohol, but it never would give me relief. But I tried this man called Jesus, and it gave me relief. It gave me something to keep me on a pushing. Amen. When I get down on my luck and I say I ain't going to be able to make it, amen, there's somebody that always steps up and always comes through and always helps us in the midst of our troubles. Amen. There's out there on the midst of the sea, and the storm began to blow, and the winds was rough, and the waves was high, and they said, oh, Master, do you not care that we perish? He was down there asleep, but he said he came up, and he said, peace be still, and it said that the winds began to cease, and that the waves